Hey there. Okay, today we're going to talk about something that I'm sure everybody is an expert on, right? You ready for it? It's relationships. Okay, maybe we're not all experts on it, but it is something that we've been versed in, some of us more than others. Not even really relationships. I kind of want to talk about when you have a desire for a person, your want versus your need. And I say this because I think it's part of the most crucial foundation to the outcome of what your relationship or your date ship or marriage ship or whatever ship you want to get on with this person. This is a crucial part of making sure that it's built for success, or that it's from the beginning made from an understanding for success. And I've been guilty of these, so I don't ever want you to think that some of my recordings or some of the advice I give or some of the foresight or insight is ever something that I just throw out there because I throw it out there. I have watched this, I have lived this, I have felt this, and I've been through this. So I tell you from an experience level, not from an actual, oh, this is interesting and I studied it level, okay? So I don't even know where to begin other than saying a lot of times when we get with somebody, we haven't done the due process of waiting and actually being with self or investigating this new person to a level of how well our life is going to mesh together. I'm going to break that down for you because I know that was a lot. But for instance, let's just say maybe you got out of a relationship where your boyfriend or girlfriend, maybe they had a horrible spending problem. They couldn't save money. They never helped with any of the bills. They always went on these shopping sprees, and you told yourself, you're like, the next chick I get with, the next dude I get with, I'm going to make sure that they don't have a shopping addiction. I'm going to make sure they know how to save. I'm going to make sure that they do right with their money. So here you are along your journey, no longer with your ex, and you're going along, and all of a sudden you come beautifully intelligent, money-saving man or woman. You instantly go, you know what? That's what I need. That's what I need. See, that's what I'm talking about. She or he saves money. She or he doesn't just go shop or doesn't just splurge. That's what I need. So here's what happened. That void or that ugly part of maybe your past, you're now filling it with something that you feel is beautiful. You're like, oh, that's just what I needed. But that's all you're looking at. That's it. You still don't know the other 99 parts of this person, but you're sold on that one part that was ugly about your past that you said you'd be damn sure wouldn't come into your present. So now you're momentarily infatuated with this better version in one area of what you just left. Let's use another example. So let's just say you're a single mom, and let's just say your ex couldn't fix anything. He couldn't fix the garbage disposal. He couldn't fix the leaky faucet. He couldn't fix the loose door handles. He couldn't fix the car when it was broken. You told yourself, the next guy I ever get with, boy, he's going to know how to do everything. He's going to know how to fix stuff. I'm not going to have to worry about anything. I'm never going to have to call another man to come fix anything because he's going to know how to fix it. So then you come across a handyman who you may have ran into next door or whatever, and he's got his tool belt on, and he's, looking like he knows what he's doing, and he's fixing all this stuff. And there's this part of you that has this instant, oh, wow, that's what I'm talking about. Like, he's got it going on. But again, what happened is you're just filling that one part of the pot that was broken from somebody in your past. And that makes that person look like they're just a ray of sunshine. But you don't know nothing about the other 99 parts. Let's just say the list goes on and on. I guess the biggest thing that I'm saying is, if you don't give yourself time to really know yourself enough to find out what it is that you need as a person. You need as a person. Not just that you want. Because generally you'll find in life the majority of the things that you just want with your tongue out, drool, and all that stuff, and you're panting for it, and you're like, I want that. I want that car. I want that girl. I want that guy. I want that cake. I want that ice cream. The majority of the time, the things you want generally aren't the best for you. It's when you find out that there's something that you need. It's something that you need because you don't want to be without it, in a good way. It's one thing to say, I want a Lamborghini, okay? And you go and you want the Lamborghini, but did you want the payment? Did you want the small seats? Did you want to put your family of 6 in there? No. But you needed a car that was reliable. You needed a car that didn't come with such a headache. You needed a car that worked for your life. Please don't confuse this message with going after your goals and getting the things that you deserve. What I'm talking about right now is finding somebody in life to stand beside you, to make sure that you understand what it is that you truly need to be the best person you are with this person. And not just going for something that you want because it looks good, because maybe it's a better area than your ex was, or they have a better character portion than your ex, or whatever it is. So then you're like, okay, well, let me, you basically get infatuated with the strengths that they have because it was the weaknesses of your past. But you still don't know what it is that you really need because you're just going after wants. I've said this before and I'll say it again. It is so easy for you as a person to remember one negative thing that a person said about you, or one negative feeling that you felt within you, than it is to remember the 1,000 compliments, or the 1,000 smiles, or the 1,000 moments of gratitude. You won't remember those details, but you'll remember the ones where somebody made you feel bad. Somebody made you feel less than worthy. You'll remember the ones where somebody made you, feel like you forgot who you were and your worth. Like, you will remember that. You remember when somebody emotionally dropped you to your knees. The longer you remain single, in a good way. I'm not saying, and this is the other thing, you guys, we got to get out of that thing where we think that being single is something to brag on. Oh man, I'm single, doing me. I'm doing, okay, stop it. Being single is cool, but I really don't feel in my heart that we were meant to walk this world alone. If it's your path, that's great. But being single is nothing to brag about, and also being single is nothing to feel like is a flaw or a bad thing. Like, oh man, I can't believe I'm still single. Get over that too. Because really, at the end of the day, you're better off being with self, for self, and by self than with somebody who's going to destroy yourself. So here's the thing. Take enough time to understand what it is. Take time to reflect. A lot of times when we break up with somebody, the last thing we want to do is think about them, right? We're like, I don't even want to think about that person. Because most breakups, and don't get me wrong, there have been a few of those really crazy ones where people actually broke up and was like, yeah, it's just not working. Let's still be friends. We can bowl on Saturday nights and, this and that. Okay, those happen. Probably not common, but they happen. Then you have the ones that when they break up, you have to repair. You really have to repair. And those are the ones that I'm talking about. But I want us to be able to repair to a point where when it does come time to walk with somebody, or when we're going through our interview process, as I call it, or your dating process, or maybe it's the first 3 months, the honeymoon phase, or whatever it is, that you actually know what it is that you need as a person from your partner, from somebody who's a potential partner, what you need. It's important. It's very important to know that. That's kind of like when you're going into a job interview, right? And the person goes, okay, well, can you tell me what it is that you're looking for as far as pay? You better know your number. 9 times out of 10, you're going to know your number. This is the same thing with when you're going through, a potential relationship, and they go, okay, well, can this work? What is it that you require from a relationship? What is it that you want from a partner? You can't answer that with bitterness from your past. That is the wrong move. That is the wrong way to address it. You don't sit there and when somebody goes, what is it that you need in a partner? You're not like, well, look, as long as you don't do like my ex Pam or my ex Charlie and do this, and that. Come on now. Now you're laying expectations from what you don't want again, instead of saying what you need moving forward, and that you know who you are and you know what you need. Don't do that. Don't bring your baggage into your future. And I know it's easier said than done, but the best way to do it is with time. Time is the only thing that can actually help you think through this. So here's what I'm saying. Give yourself enough time to know what it is that you really need. Wants are easy. Wants are easy, and a lot of times wants are temporary. Because see, people will get into this whole, I want that because it looks nice and because they don't do what somebody else did. So we're going to go head first into this, run into a brick wall 3, 6, or 9 months later, and wonder why I don't look at you the same. Wonder why every time you open your mouth, you all of a sudden become ugly, but you used to be pretty, or you used to be handsome, or I used to couldn't resist you, but now every time you open your mouth, I don't even want to hear you. And a lot of that comes from the start. It comes from the reasons you got together in the first place were to fulfill pains, wounds, or emptinesses of what you just left. And until you learn to feel those places of emptiness, feel those places of hurt, feel those places of broken that you just went through, until you do that, until you replace that with wholesome, good love and positive vibes and back to being yourself. Because a lot of times when you're in a relationship, you lose yourself. I'm gonna be 100. How many of you guys have those friends, right? And you can tell when they're single, and you can tell when they're in a relationship. They're single when they're calling you talking about, hey, what you doing Friday? When they're in a relationship, you can text them, they don't respond to the next day talking about, I'm sorry, me and Boo were watching a movie. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, I don't fault people like that though. Because at the end of the day, if you're in something, you should be in it to win it. But you got to have balance too. You really do. So I don't judge people on how they handle their relationships. All I want to do is help all of us understand that there is a phase or this timeline or this season where it becomes, we have to drop whatever disappointed us. We have to drop whatever left us. We have to let go of what shortcomings somebody else gave us. And instead of scraping for the pennies of what we didn't have in the past, we need to not just be looking for those qualities. We need to actually sit down and think, okay, what is it that I want? This is a brand new start. I get to start right now from me and get what it is that I want. What are the things I can and can't deal with? What are the things I want? And don't base them off of one person and how they made you feel. Base it off of what you want to make you feel good. A lot of times we'll sit there and we're so quick to judge based off a bitter taste than we are a sweet taste. Do you see what I'm saying? You say, I'm never going there again because, they did this, or that. We're quick to judge off of one bitter taste. Here's the thing. A lot of times we don't talk about in life what we do have. We talk about what we don't have, right? We're already set up for this whole negative stuff, which we have to stop. So we'll sit there and you never really hear people say, I got $1,000 in my pocket. But you hear people say, I don't even have $20. I don't even have anything to make it to the next day. I don't have this. But you don't hear somebody saying, hey, I have enough to buy me a house. Hey, I have 3/4 of a tank of gas. But you do hear somebody saying, I have no gas. So this is what I'm saying. We have to totally turn our thinking around. Let go of whoever hurt you and however they hurt you. You have to give yourself that time. Because if not, you're just going to bleed into the next thing. You're going to bleed into the next relationship because you're going to be in this infatuation, happiness, or whatever because they don't do what your ex did. Oh, they don't do that. I'm so happy. They don't do what Johnny, Steve, or Gina, or Tammy did. They don't do that stuff. Okay, well, you're already starting off wrong if you're already just happy because they're not doing whatever it is that your ex did wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? So you really need to find somebody that's good for your life. And that, honestly, is probably one of the hardest jobs for an adult because life has kind of made us a little bit callous. Life has given us some experiences, unfair circumstances at times. We've seen things we never want to see again. We've been failed by people who shouldn't have never failed us, hurt by people who never should have hurt us. And love has showed us that it actually hurts, that love hurts. If you're willing to take on love again, you got to be willing to say, yes, I'm willing to put my whole heart on this platter. I'm willing to take the chance of letting somebody rip it completely wide open again. And that's a chance I have to be willing to take, because if not, you're already cheating your chance of love. And until you're actually ready to do that, well, you're just not ready, and that's okay. It's truly okay. If you're making a decision to be with somebody and you're not with them wholeheartedly, but you're supposed to be at that level of being wholehearted together, you're cheating yourself and them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Either let it go or keep it at a level where the expectation is low, or however you want to put it. Because you really, at the end of the day, need to be able to feel like I'm walking beside this person, and I'm okay to walk beside them hand in hand with blinders on, knowing that they're never going to lead me anywhere that would intentionally hurt me. And if you don't have that kind of faith and trust in whoever it is that you're walking side by side, well, you may be walking side by side with the wrong person. Listen to me. You are worthy of love. I promise you, you are. But you need to make sure that you've given yourself the adequate amount of time to be ready for it.